Hey, I wanted to jump on real quick and clarify some things I said in a video I posted yesterday, as well as address some of the comments. So the video was posted in response to a comment Scooby-Doo64 on Instagram left on a video. In that original video, I was simply discussing what the different types of tequila were in response to somebody else's question asking what the differences were. Didn't even discuss additives in that video. I was just telling what it took to make something a reposado, what it took to make something an añejo, and so on and so forth. So Scooby-Doo64 left a comment on that video stating that I wasn't a tequila guy. I'm not sure what he means by that. I never claimed to be a tequila expert. I enjoy tequila, but by no means am I expert in the subject. But he said I wasn't a tequila guy and that Comisario gets its color from additives, not aging, which I responded is not true. There is no additives in Comisario, and he went on telling me, yes, there is. I don't know what I'm talking about, yada, yada, yada. Then he blocked me, unfollowed me, whatever. So then I did a video trying to clear the air because he was spreading false information on my post. And I mentioned that there's no additives in Comisario. There is zero additives in this, 100% additive free. But in that video, I mentioned that this is 100% agave. And a lot of people commented that that doesn't necessarily mean a tequila is additive free by being 100% agave. And that is true. It can have a very small amount of additives still. However, this does not have additives at all. But I wanted to clear that up because I don't want somebody buying something that's 100% agave and say, well, I thought it was additive free because of your video. So it can have under 1% additives and they can still label it 100% agave. And they don't have to label that it has additives as long as it's under that 1%. If it goes over that 1%, I believe they do have to have it marked somewhere on there that it contains additives. So I think to be under that 1% and not have to label it, it can only be certain additives, I believe. Someone could clarify that in the comments. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but I believe it can only be certain additives. One I know is about like adding an additive for color, and there's a few other ones. I believe it can't be anything sweetener. Percent agave. An example I'll give you is Casamigos. A lot of people love this. It says 100% agave on it, but this does contain under 1% additives, I believe. But they could still label it and don't have to put anything about additives on it because it's under that 1%. But again, there are zero additives in here. Zero, none. Not even under 1%, not half a percent, nothing. Scooby-Doo64 commented again saying that I have anger management issues, which I'm not angry, but you're not going to go around putting false information on my post and not me clear it up. Then he said I wasn't a tequila guy again, whatever that means, which maybe I'm not a tequila guy, but he's only proving to be further from a tequila guy than me. Then he went on again saying that there's additives in this. There's no additives in it. He also said I should just reach out to the brand. They'll tell me. Well, Scooby-Doo, you should reach out to the brand. I talk to the brand all the time. There's no additives in here. That's where I got the information from. I didn't pull it out of thin air. Then I had somebody else named Debo underscore 007, I think, tell me I was foolish because there are additives in here. There are no additives in here. He said he did his research. His research consisted of him checking some lists of people that put together tequilas with no additives. Now, this not being on their list doesn't mean there's additives in it. It just means I haven't checked it yet. So the bottom line with me and tequila is, does it taste great? This tastes great. The fact that it doesn't have additives in it's just a bonus. I'm not going to knock something that has additives if it tastes great, but I'm going to definitely give them kudos for creating a great product without having to add any additives. Now, to put a sticker on your bottle that says additive free, I do believe you have to go through a certification process. So I had another tequila brand send me samples, asked them if they're additive free. They said yes, but they're not certified yet. And they told me the process is long and they're in the middle of it right now. So I'm assuming it's a long process, but in order to put that sticker on here, you do have to go through that process. Don't know if Comisario plans on going through that process or even if they're in the middle of it now. That just never came up in conversation. At the end of the day, it's a great tasting tequila and there's no additives. Cheers.